All right, welcome back to Fleck and Soxa Podcast, episode 277. Today on the show, Colbert was fired and late night is dead. We're going to tell you why. Then, did the deep state change the Epstein files to make Trump look like a pedo? I'll tell you why I think yes. Then, Sydney Sweeney's new ad is making ugly people very upset in Cringe of the Week. And last but not least, in urban decay, Charles Entertainment Cheese was arrested for credit card fraud at work. Sad day. All this and more, it's Fleck and Soxa Podcast, episode 277, ranked the best news podcast of all time!
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do.
Very cool. Very cool.
It's Fleck and Soxa Podcast featuring Richard Grabboy.
All right, 1 for 1 on the intro, as always. Guys, our friends over at Sierra Whiskey Co. are very pro-free speech, and I know this because we talk about a lot of sensitive topics, and they don't care. They want to support the show and give you guys great discounts. So if we talk about certain groups that are 13% of the population but commit 50% of the violent crime, they don't care. They want you to have a discount. LGBT freaks trying to trans your kids, cool to talk about, and you get a discount. If certain religious groups want to flood the West with third world migrants, we're cool to talk about it, and you're getting a discount. Sierra Whiskey Co. products are built to perform. They make them for special ops teams. These guys are patriots, they're show watchers, and they donate a portion of their profits to fight human trafficking. And I'm not just saying this, they make the most comfortable underwear I have ever worn. It's made out of modal, which keeps your junk cool and dry. And they make more than just underwear. They also make socks and hoodies and t-shirts, which I wear every week, and they're the most comfortable products I own. I'm not just saying that. These are great guys. Go to undertac.com and use code FLECKUS22 for 22% off of your entire order. Undertac.com, UNDERTAC.com, FLECKUS22 at checkout. Let's support these guys. They support us, and they've supported us for years. Why not buy your underwear, t-shirts, socks, and hoodies from a show-watching company? Undertac.com is the website. FLECKUS22 is the code. Thank you to Undertac for sponsoring. Let's get into housekeeping. All right. Thank you to Undertac for sponsoring.
Thank you, Undertac.
Hey, feels good to be back.
Yeah.
We're back from our micro-retirement. 2 weeks off.
Yeah, feels good. How was your vacation?
It was really fantastic. I had a lot of fun. I could basically sum up what I did with 4 photos.
Okay.
Here's me fishing in Martha's Vineyard. Here's me and Chinese Donut Boy catching a shark. Here's me caught a shark again and caught more sharks.
3 total sharks. Which one was the biggest?
I think the middle one.
Okay.
But yeah, 3 total sharks. I'm even wearing the same hoodie in one of them, so you know it's not a Photoshop.
That's what you do. You get a hoodie or a piece of clothing, you run it into the ground, and you wear it until it's gone. And then it gets lost in the laundry. So I know what you're up to.
Hey, it feels sick. I've never caught a shark before. This time I caught 3, a few break-offs. I tied the rigs correctly, so it held up. I tried.
So you were in charge? You're the shark man?
I was the full shark man, yeah.
Everyone else is kind of along for the ride. Chinese Donut Boy gets in the picture, like I caught the shark too.
Yeah.
But you're the shark man.
Chinese Donut Boy pulled him out of the ocean.
Okay, all
So
right.
he was a capable helper.
He earned his stripes. Okay.
He definitely earned his stripes. And I tried to order a drone to take the bait out because I thought that was like the future of fishing, and that's what I wanted to do to catch the sharks. But unfortunately, I had a little bit of an Amazon issue, and I only ordered the hook and release mechanism for a drone. So I got to Martha's Vineyard, opened the box, and all it was like a claw that you press a button to drop stuff from a drone that you must already have.
No drone.
So no drone.
I don't think that was an Amazon issue. I think that was a typical Fleckus issue.
User issue.
Yeah.
But I was just launching them out as far as I could, cut my fingers as I always do. But it was a great trip. And then when you catch a shark with the boys,
Yeah.
everyone likes each other a lot more after that.
Camaraderie. It's like a hole-in-one or something. It's
like we went to war together. So we pulled out the sharks. Great memories with my brother, my brother-in-law, my dad. Like top memory, especially dad memory too. Pulling out a shark with your dad. That was like a top 4 dad memory.
What's your top 1 dad memory?
Top one dad. Okay.
Since you're just throwing shark fishing in the top 4, I feel like
All
I have
right.
to ask.
Top one dad memory. My dad never missed a football game my whole life, middle school, high school, and college. So in the football games, I would dominate some loser, and I would look up to the crowd and see my dad, and he'd go like this. So that's my favorite dad memory. I'll never forget.
That's a cumulative dad memory.
Yeah, he goes to every game, and I dominate some loser, and then he's like, and I'm like, did it. So it was sick.
Every Dartmouth game?
Every Dartmouth game, every high school game. In high school, he used to go to my Friday night game, then go to my brother's Stanford game in California from New York, then come back for my younger brother's football game on Sunday.
Wow.
So he's a rider.
That schedule worked out for him. I didn't know little brother's game would be Sunday. Who plays Sunday?
It was just like Little League.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in like middle school. So it was a sick trip.
Those are reps. Yeah, that beats shark fishing.
Yeah.
Your dad, looking back, and your dad was at every single game doing this when you pancake someone? Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
It was sick. And then also I have a little note from fishing. When I die and I face God for judgment,
Okay.
I hope he doesn't bring up that bag of eels I left on the patio overnight.
Okay.
I had a bag of eels, and the next day they were not doing good.
All
right, so it's happy to be back time. While we were gone, Stephen Colbert got deleted.
Yeah, CBS canceled The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, quote, a purely financial decision. And we're going to talk about some things that kind of aren't exactly timely this episode. It's the nature of taking a micro-retirement.
Yeah.
And Stephen Colbert is one where we can't, just because we're on vacation, we can't not dance on his grave.
Very true.
So.
And then this next headline is not just Colbert. Network late night TV is dead. All those losers have nothing. And Seth Meyers.
Conan O'Brien is the only one who is still doing kind of original shit in my mind. I don't watch. I'm not checking in, but I knew he was kind of the real one, right?
And Jay Leno back in the day.
For sure, but he's gone. He's gone, and he handed it off. I don't keep track. Was Jay Leno The Late Show? Did it get passed off to Colbert, and he ran into the ground?
Probably something like that.
Jay Leno's rolling in his hospital bed, or his
rolling.
regular life in a Porsche, in an air-cooled Porsche.
Yeah, he's rolling in his future grave.
Exactly.
And then a lot of people are saying because USAID got canceled, all these shows are getting canceled simultaneously. It's a little suspicious, something to look into.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we did pull the thread on where USAID money, we obviously know it gets laundered some here, it gets laundered some abroad. I feel like it mostly was abroad. Maybe there were some little grants or supplements that happened.
I like to say yes because they're bad guys.
Yeah, for sure. I'm open to slander.
Happy to accuse.
Me too, with no evidence, but let's be fair a little bit too.
All right, can you read this next piece of context from Colbert?
The timing and optics are terrible, but Stephen Colbert's show cost more than $100 million a year to produce and is losing more than $40 million a year. CBS execs had been mulling for a long time whether to pull the plug.
And then Tim Walz obviously got it wrong.
CBS execs were mulling a long time on a show that loses $40 million a year. The executives, I got to move this paper around. It loses $40 million a year. You guys should have pulled the plug as soon as it fucking had one stutter step.
Could have called me.
Yeah, this is one of those decisions.
$250,000 to me. Yeah, get rid of Colbert. It makes no money.
Believe it or not, I'm going to save you $40 million a year right now with one meeting.
And then Tim Walz got it wrong. He tweeted, Stephen Colbert is the best in the business. He always told the truth to power and pulled no punches. We need more, not less. Well, let's look at the numbers, Tim Walz, and see if that's a good business model. 200-person staff, including 20 writers, $100 million budget, $15 million salary to Colbert, and you lose $40 million a year. Ratings worse than 10,000 YouTubers with one person on a camera.
Yeah.
Which is us.
Basically, we're a little more than one person, and if you're doing a weight average, we're probably 3 people.
3.25 people.
3.25. But, though, and hold on, I feel like we brushed over this, but there was this whole thing where all the leftists who Colbert had covered for or helped or something, they got on Twitter like Waltz there and kind of like mourned this. Like he spoke truth to power or like he was some sort of linchpin in the democratic process of America. And he just made anti-Trump jokes that were written for him by like a 2-year post-grad Harvard guy.
200 writers. What the fuck is everyone doing?
Yeah, the one joke a week. That's why you weren't making any money, guys.
500 writers.
Yeah. So, I mean, it might be the first time that I was just lying, just embellishing. It might be the first domino of late night to fall. And I mean, it's kind of one of those businesses where what's the equilibrium? There should probably be 1 or 2 late night people.
Yeah.
And who do we have? Seth Meyers, Conan, this guy, Jon Stewart competes with him, John Oliver. There needs to be maybe 1 or 2, a right-wing one and a left-wing one.
Yeah. Good point. I saw Seth Meyers in Martha's Vineyard. He was parked next to me. I didn't say anything. I should have brought this up.
Yeah, how'd he look?
He looked normal.
Yeah.
He looked like Seth Meyers.
I don't think he gets too crazy.
Yeah.
Colbert got crazy. And there's rankings to it. We're seeing the most outwardly left person get beheaded first, right? Mm-hmm. He's the most insane.
Yep. And then let's finish up with NPR, another potential receiver of USAID funds that is going to go to zero. Can you read this tweet?
Well, no, this is just real line item taxpayer funded national public radio that Trump is trying to eliminate or is in the process of eliminating.
Yeah, even worse.
So we're happy to see that go. I mean, they just became a bureaucratic or a partisan hack company over time. And this tweet kind of goes along with it. It says, the other problem with NPR is that they cultivated a creepy vocal style that is basically the voice used by passive-aggressive adult authority figures when you get in trouble as a kid.
Yeah, that's why the leftists like to listen to it. They think it's authority because they talk in a certain way that sounds like they're smarter than you, and whatever they're saying must be at least a little true.
Yeah. And then the leftists are like, but they do Sesame Street. They do Sesame Street. It's like,
it's all trans shit.
The fuck do I care, man? We're past the point.
Elmo's anti-Semitic.
Yeah, he's fucking saying it.
All right, last piece before we move on. I also want to mention these late night shows are going to go even more downhill once the big pharma funding and the big pharma advertising is not allowed.
Yeah.
They're really going to go to zero after that.
Well, imagine the ROI too on advertisers on a show that loses $40 million a year. They're probably paying and it's like, oh, we should see a bump. We bought that good ad spot on Colbert. Nobody buys their shit.
And they just go, oh, it didn't work again.
Yeah. Crazy.
Tough. All right, let's get into some economics.
Okay.
This is a highbrow show.
You're a strong suit.
Hey, I took a few weeks of Econ 101.
Okay. Did you drop the class?
I dropped the class and had to get a special note from some sort of academic advisor because I made up a lie that I had a lot of stuff going on.
Okay.
So I had to drop that. It was a hard class.
All right.
It was meant to weed people out.
The good news is the PhDs and everyone who actually graduated those classes haven't been right so far.
Yeah, you don't need to be a smart econ.
Maybe Stu has it right.
So first, we have a new deal with the EU, 15% tariffs on imports, 0% on exports. So that sounds like a great deal.
Yeah, we kind of cooked them. We will be collecting cash off them, dumping cheap shit into America.
And then we also have a budget surplus for the first time in a long time, in over 9 years. Can you read those numbers?
Yeah, we just, June 2025, 26 billion surplus. June 2024, it was a 70 billion deficit. 2023, 227 billion deficit. You get it. It's
all deficits until Trump.
Exactly.
So that's what I like to see. And then we have a before and after with the CNBC article. Can you read those headlines, please?
Yeah, tariffs will likely raise much less money than White House projects, economists say. And then the follow-up says, Treasury posts unexpected surplus in June as tariff receipts surge.
Unexpected.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't take Econ 101.
Yeah.
We're experts.
So, I mean, you got to take that every time you see an article or a headline creating doubt or some sort of assertion, you got to go, CNBC, those types of people, I just got to wait 9 months and then see. And then do a rings true test. Yeah. Does it ring true?
We'll see who's smart and who's dumb.
Exactly.
All right, and the tariffs have also been positively affecting farmers. We have an example here with the tomato farm.
Smith Tomato Farm has been a fixture here on top of Chandler Mountain in St. Clair County for about 60 years. Chad Smith says he's seen a lot of changes over the years and not in a positive direction.
Less than 20 years ago, there was over 10 farms here on this mountain. Now there's barely 5, probably going to be 4 within a couple years.
Blake Thaxton with the Alabama Fruit and Vegetable Growers Association says the U.S. agreement with Mexico, first set in the late 90s, was meant to protect U.S. farmers, but it wasn't working.
There's been loopholes that the Mexican tomato producers have taken advantage of and continue to price dump or lower the prices below the cost of production.
If they send the tomatoes over and it's supposed to be a set price and they need to move tomatoes, well, they may just give a load of bell pepper for free for them to take the tomatoes. So it's never really worked.
Now, without that agreement, the U.S. has a 17% tariff on tomatoes from Mexico. Smith says he's already seeing a more level playing field.
It's only been 2 days now, and we've actually have a lot more calls of people having interest in doing business. And the price hasn't even changed.
That's what I like to see.
Yeah, there's also the non or second order economic effect of these tariffs. And yeah, do we want to be growing food in America, or do we want to be reliant on a failed state cartel run border neighbor? And, you know, this guy, the money, he goes and buys a tractor in America. He goes and buys farm supplies in America. Did he say at the beginning how many farms there used to be and how many there are?
Yeah, 10, and now it's almost 4.
So that's, you get halved on the people who are spending in the American economy. And so it's all second order effects that aren't, shown in some of these tariff pure numbers on receipts versus percentages and stuff like that. And so it's just, there's non-dollar amount effects that are happening from these tariffs.
Big time. And then we have some more farm stats to show how bad it's been getting for American farmers. Can you read that?
Yeah, the current state of American ag. Since 1980, we have lost 91% total pig farms and 89% dairies in America. Farmers get only 14.9 cents for every dollar spent on food. A subsidy program that restricts crop production to only grow corn, soy, and wheat. NGOs and government agencies are trying to push out farmers and ranchers to take their land. The American Farm Bureau, which sold out American farmers and ranchers to China.
Not good.
Just some of those things. And then you have to deal with the normal things that a farmer does, like this was a drought year or some parasites came and we got infected. And then like all the external international relation forces are also working against you. And yeah, it might be in our best interest as a country to kind of protect the people making the food.
That's a great point.
So
farmers make the world go round, truckers too.
yes.
So that's some of the good stuff going on in Trump's economy. Meanwhile, under Joe Biden, it turns out gay Pete Buttigieg gave all the money to DEI.
Yeah, Pete Buttigieg, this was from Zero Hedge, spent $80 billion on DEI, half of the Department of Transportation's budget, instead of upgrading air traffic control, report.
And I found out that air traffic control still runs on the equivalent of floppy disk technology.
Doesn't surprise me.
But I guess he was like, do we update the technology? Do we give the money to fat, loud black women?
Yeah, who's gay? Who's fucking each other over here? Keep the floppy disk. And so here, that headline was a little misleading. Here's a quote from someone from the inside. It was anonymous. He says, he was definitely pushing an agenda, said one industry official. Little to no interest was given to fixing the aging infrastructure, and definitely zero action was taken. And it said the Department of Transportation approved around 400 DEI-related grants between 2021 and 2024, totaling over $80 billion. So that's over like a 4-year period, but that amount is half of the agency's typical annual budget.
Pete Buttigieg.
So
Who could have guessed it?
I know. And that's the thing, too, is a lot of this Trump admin stuff, like we showed the tariff thing, we show the farmers, how they're getting smoked. And a lot of it is just kind of like getting back to neutral, getting back to a reasonable state. Like, hey, farmers, we've been selling you out since NAFTA. That was in the early 90s. Can we help you a little bit here? And Trump does it with a wave of a pen. Buttigieg gave $80 billion to fucking gay people or something. I don't know.
I don't even want to say what he probably used the money for.
I know. His buddies.
A lot of it's probably cleanup, too.
I know. Well, and then think about it, 400 grants, right? Like you have employees that are just like overseeing the grant and figuring out who it goes to and stuff. Instead of like moving forward and taking action on something. There was another piece of that article that he like met with all the airline executives and they're like, Pete, can we please do it? And he's like, you're just going to use that to get more planes in the air. Why does that help me? I got to help gay retarded people instead. But so
ride my gay bike.
Yeah, ride my bike with my husband and my children, my twins that I acquired. But yeah, the point is, I guess we're doing a lot of reversals. And then this is why we say the big, beautiful bill, we kind of defended it because like these people fucked us and they mismanaged our funds on so many things. Think about it. Illegals, DEI grants, stupid shit, lesbian fire chiefs in LA.
I'm a fire chief.
I'm a fire chief. Call me ma'am.
Oh, the whole city burned down. Well.
And so, I mean, we're going to have to spend some money to get things back to neutral, and it's sad.
I agree. All right, let's move on. And by the way, this is going to be a longer episode, guys. We have a lot to cover. We're going to go long, so telling you now. So while Trump's working on the economy, unfortunately, most of the money is still gone.
We are suffering from some lingering effects of the past administration and money printing and monetary policy over the last 10 years, right?
Money's gone.
Money's gone.
Especially at Krispy Kreme.
What do you want me to play this?
They have officially lost their mind. I like Krispy Kreme a lot, but I don't like it $7.49 for 3-pack a lot.
It's $20 for a 12-pack of donuts at Krispy Kreme.
$20 for a dozen donuts at Krispy Kreme. I remember.
Aren't they mass-produced?
Krispy Kreme used to be free.
Where?
You go in after high school and they would just hand you a box of donuts, of the old donuts, and then you eat them on the way home, and then you go have like the full meal your mom made.
Yeah.
And no one ever knew you ate 12 donuts on the way home, but they used to give them away for free when I was in high school. Now it's $20 for a 12-pack.
I remember free if you got a good grade or something. They were trying to get us addicted to
It was like
donuts.
free when the light's on. And when the light's on means it's a fresh batch out, and then the last batch they just gave away. So at high school, you go, the light's on, you eat a whole box of donuts, you go home and go, oh, what's for dinner, Mom? Oh, cheesesteaks? Okay, I'm ready to eat.
I'm starving. I'm starving.
But, you know, what happened?
Yeah.
All right. And then when it comes to prices, like we're talking about, grocery prices are obviously high. Democrats posted this tweet with this graph. U.S. grocery prices reached record highs in 2025. But unfortunately, they forgot that the red part is Joe Biden's term.
Yeah. They said Trump's America as if like you're a retarded Somali who just got here and you're going to see a chart that's getting higher and go, oh my God, Trump's bad.
Yeah, so they quickly deleted that post, which is good. And then you have Democrats like Zohan Ramswamy who want government-funded grocery stores.
Yeah.
This next clip is proof that that's not going to work.
It's clear this Sunfresh at 31st and Prospect is struggling. This is the first section people see when they come in. There's barely any produce. A lot of the coolers and shelves around the store look the same way, empty. So shoppers have been asking us, if the store isn't closing, then where is all the food? A rotten smell comes through the door, and anywhere you turn, you'll see products that need to be restocked. No hot food or deli.
I watch people walk in and walk out.
The grocery store has received financial assistance from the city, but has been unable to keep those shelves stocked in an area that in the past has often been referred to as a food desert.
So that's what a government-funded grocery store looks like.
Fascinating.
And it gets worse. We have other economic indicators that are not looking good. The money is gone, like we said. This is the U.S. median home price.
$435,000, higher than a long time.
And it basically did a 2x over the last 5 years.
Which is so dark, right?
Yeah, but the boomers will be like, just put in an extra shift at the grocery store and buy a house and a lake house and a boat like I did.
Cut out the avocado toast. Just go walk in, hand them your resume. And it's like some Indian setup where a guy's hiring his cousin already on an H-1B.
Yeah, not good. And then...
and actually, I want to pause this too, because this is why Trump, during the entire time we were gone, has been pestering Jerome Powell to cut rates. Why? So the housing prices can double again? I feel like this is kind of the point we made before. It's one of the things that I disagree with Trump. I understand Trump wants number to go up and stocks to rip and go crazy, but we definitely have an affordability crisis. Maybe lower the rates after we get 40 million people deported. Something like that could happen.
Takes a long time.
But it's the one thing I disagree with, because the housing prices are still at this high level and everyone's like, well, I'm not selling. I still think I can profit. And everyone who bought during the COVID mania hasn't lowered their prices yet, even though interest rates have made monthly payments for an average financing like double. And so I still think we have work to do. I think this can come down. I'm not black-pilled on this, but if you cut rates 2 points like Trump wants, it might cause another crisis.
It's a good point.
So
you're a smart guy. You understand it.
I just want to point that out. We're not,
all right,
completely negative here.
We're not completely negative. Next, we have some stats when it comes to college graduates, especially young male college graduates are just as likely to be unemployed as non-graduates, but this isn't the case for young women.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an attack on men, not looking good.
Mm-hmm. And then you think about, all the things we've covered, who's running an HR department, who's doing this, who's hiring at companies who young men want to get hired at, and they'll just take the girl. They'll take the black girl too.
Yeah.
They probably have a specific thing in an email written somewhere about how they need to interview someone from an HBCU.
They get a rebate for that.
I've personally seen that. So, just another one of the struggles. So if you're a young man, you wake up, you go to Krispy Kreme, $20 for a dozen, what the fuck? You get knifed there. You go to the grocery store, prices are high. Democrats are saying, hey, this is Trump's fault. You walk in, you want to go see a house, $500,000. My parents bought this for $100,000. And then you get a job interview at the end of the day and you're not hired.
It's a pretty bleak picture.
Yeah.
And hopefully it gets better. And everyone tells us, AI, they're going to help us. They're going to get the money back for us. AI is going to give everyone some more money and make everything more efficient.
You're going to get a basic income and AI is going to do all the work.
Yeah, and that's true unless it works against us like this next story.
ULTA Airlines just announced on their earnings call that they're going to start using some of these algorithms to price some of their tickets. And so imagine a world in which you have a death in the family, you have to go home for a funeral, and they know that through scraping your email wild. That is, announcing when the service is going to be. They know you're in a tight spot, and so you're going to be charged much more because of that. There's so much data collected about individual people by data brokers, by this whole shadowy ecosystem that's just tracking you through your phone, through your browsing history, that there is a serious worry that companies will be able to do this.
So I don't want to assume the religion of the AI programmers in this instance.
Okay.
So I won't. But I was told AI is going to save us money. And now they're basically holding us ransom from Pop Pop's funeral.
Yeah, they're targeting you. And actually, I don't know. I think this woman is kind of being hyperbolic because airlines give you a discount if you can prove that you're going to a funeral. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. I saw a Seinfeld about that.
Okay, well, that's actually true. It's true. But yeah, they're not using the AI strategic pricing, scraping all the data that you have to give you a sweet discount. Yeah. I'll tell you that much. So
I kind of have a way to beat this. Like, say you're going on a trip, you just get all your devices in one room, and you go, all right, I'll go to this book festival, but if there's any hiccups, I am not going. And if it's too expensive, I am not going to the book festival. Yeah. And then AI will know you haven't read a book since Holes in 6th grade, and they'll give you a cheap flight.
That's true.
So that's kind of how you get around it.
Good hack.
You just have to say you're going to go to the book festival. No one reads books, and it'll be like, all right, $100 flight.
Does it seem like we are at, like, speaking of economics and AI and stock market at all-time highs and home prices going crazy and, like, the unspoken, or not unspoken, but the unheard of amount of inflation we face, doesn't it feel like we're in a really different, weird economic zone than we've ever been?
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember something being as uncertain as this, other than like market crashes in general, like the global financial crisis. But that's a crash. You got to survive. It'll come back. Now it feels like we're on a cliff or something, and this one might get away from us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that feeling.
Back in the day, it was like easier system. Like, you pull this lever and then this happens. And then if that gets too crazy, you push this button and then it goes back down. But now that you have 50 million illegals here and like half the voting block is retarded.
And we don't even make anything anymore. So it's all like currency manipulation and interest rate adjustments. There's like now 50 levers that are all hinging on one guy who's kind of in charge. And then he's like, holy shit, is that fucking AI? Yeah. So I don't know, man. It feels weird.
Yeah, it definitely feels weird. All right, let's get into the Epstein stuff. But before we do, we have a very special message from our dear friend, Farmer Bill. Guys, new flavor alert. Farmer Bill has been cooking, and beef jerky is never going to be the same. He just launched 2 new flavors, garlic and herb and smokehouse. These 2 flavors were personally blended by Farmer Bill, and as you guys know, no other beef jerky company does it like Farmer Bill's does. Most jerky companies source their garlic from China because it's cheaper, but Chinese garlic is toxic and contains heavy metals. It would be easy for Farmer Bill to cut corners and no one would even know, but Farmer Bill is a patriot and only sources American garlic. The garlic and herb is a perfect blend of garlic, rosemary, parsley, and basil, and the smokehouse flavor is unlike anything else on the market. He's using smoked paprika, turmeric for a savory and smoky flavor with no liquid smoke, no nitrates, no soy, and no sugar. Just beef, apple cider vinegar, sea salt, and spices. You can bundle these with an 8-ounce slab or buy the bestseller bundle, which includes free shipping. The bestseller bundle includes original, spicy chili, garlic and herb, and smokehouse, a half-pound slab, and 2 jars of their grass-fed tallow balm. Use code FLECKUS20 at checkout for 20% off of your order, a massive offer. Go to farmerbillsprovisions.com. FLECKUS20 is the code. Let's support Farmer Bill. He's a patriot and a show watcher. FLECKUS20 is the code for 20% off. FarmerBillsProvisions.com is the website. It's also linked in the description. Thank you to Farmer Bill for sponsoring. Let's get into housekeeping.
Farmer Bill's Provisions, the perfect protein snack.
Thank you, Farmer Bill.
Thank you, Farmer Bill.
We love you, Farmer Bill. All right, let's get into the... You love Farmer Bill.
Chill.
We love Farmer Bill.
We love you, Farmer Bill.
Yeah, I stand by the statement.
I love your products.
All right, I hope he doesn't see this. All right, Epstein stuff. We have a lot of good Epstein stuff to get to. Nothing crazy. It's going to be kind of fast, but it is an update. I saw this. Jeffrey Epstein may have been working with Russia or China intelligence, according to CIA officer Mike Baker. Maybe Qatar.
Yeah,
maybe Qatar.
What other opinions does Mike Baker have? Let's go through his history.
The CIA says it was China and Russia. Oh.
You can just say he may have been, and it's nothing. You committed to nothing. You solved nothing.
May have been.
Thanks, though. Good opinion.
So we put a picture together of what he would look like if he was working for China. There he is.
Bait fish there.
And also something to think about. Jeffrey Epstein.
Ray Epps.
Jeffrey Epps.
Wow.
It's not nothing.
Yeah.
Just something to think about.
That's about the same level as he may have been working for China or Russia.
If he could do it, I could do it too.
Yeah.
I could do it too.
100%.
And then we have a thing here from a Trump statement. Trump saying that they're kind of framing him. Can you read that quote?
President Trump privately commented on the Epstein saga, quote, "They're going to accuse me of some funny business, saying that despite having no involvement, they're going to fuck me anyways."
This rings true to me.
Yeah.
And you guys know me. I keep it 100. When I agree with Trump, I agree with Trump. When I disagree, I disagree. I don't really care about like what Trump thinks about me. I just want to shoot straight.
Yeah.
But don't you think if Trump was doing Epstein pedo stuff, they would have got him in 2016, 2020, or 2024 during the election?
Yeah. They created an entire Russia hoax because they didn't have something. They didn't have something juicy, right?
And that is the key point. And that's why Trump is pushing on the Russia, Obama, spying, election interference stuff. He's actually saying, like, hey, our intelligence agencies are perfectly capable of putting together information that seems to be true, that's completely fabricated to accuse someone as important as the presidential nominee.
Yeah.
So he's saying, like, they did it with Russia. They made all this stuff up and still ran with it. Don't you think that between 2020 and 2024, Biden's people did the same thing with the Epstein stuff to get Trump?
Yeah.
And that's what I think happened.
And to be fair, I do not like the way Trump has been flippant and made weird comments about this. Like, oh, we're still talking about that? It's like that turns off a certain percentage of the population. Like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
But I agree. I don't think there's a smoking gun. Otherwise, it would have been absolutely nuked on Trump already.
Immediately nuked on him, exactly. And then Cernovich had a good tweet that sums it up as well. Can you give that a read?
He said, Epstein mop-up operation began in 2020 when Trump wasn't aware of the case. Bill Barr managed this. Look at his ties to Epstein. The right move is to release the original search warrant applications, which Bondi could have done already, and trace chain of custody for all evidence, because allegedly a bunch was lost. Identify who lost files and fire them. This is more a job for an IG, a hard ass by the book dickhead with a stick up his ass, and who doesn't have patience for nonsense and can order everyone to testify under oath. IG should be based in West Virginia because everyone knows DC juries won't convict officials who lie.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And also when it comes to the list, like, oh, we can't release the information because there's innocent people mixed in. We don't know who's who. Give us the top 10.
Yeah.
Don't you have a top 10? These guys are definitely doing it and it was really, really bad and they're public figures. Give us that to start.
Yeah.
And another,
you can't give us nothing. That's the whole point of this. You can't give nothing.
And then if you give us everything, everyone's going to focus on the fabricated Trump stuff, in my opinion. Yeah. Here's something interesting I didn't know about. Epstein's Zorro Ranch won the lotto in 2008?
In August 2008, shortly after Epstein began serving an 18-month jail term in Florida, the Zorro Trust claimed a winning Powerball ticket purchased at a convenience store in Altus, Oklahoma for an $85 million jackpot, receiving approximately $29 million after taxes as a lump sum. Epstein had a financial entity named Zorro Trust, which he used for donations to politicians in New Mexico, where he owned a property called Zorro Ranch. The timing of the win, one day after Epstein's incarceration, began on July 1st, 2008, and a reported computer glitch that delayed the televised lottery draw fueled suspicions of fraud or money laundering.
Lucky guy.
He's getting richer. The rich get richer.
That's something to think about. And there's been stories, I think we've even covered them, where the lotto is like a scam and they just give money to their buddies.
Yeah.
It's a little, what's it called? A slush fund.
For sure.
Not good.
You've said that. You've said that's what you think it is, I believe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I can win. I'm buying tickets. I can win.
Imagine Jeffrey Epstein and he's like in jail and it's like, oh man, I'm in jail for human trafficking.
I got the Powerball number. Oh, I got the Powerball.
Just make sure you guys buy some Powerballs while I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm a billionaire. Just keep buying the Powerballs.
Keep buying those $2 little piece of hope
that the Mexican people buy. All right. And then when it comes to the Russia stuff, this is an interesting tweet, and it sounds like Brennan from the CIA might have been a show watcher.
Yeah, new when senior CIA officials specializing in Russia analysis confronted Brennan with the Steele dossier's many flaws during a 2016 meeting at Langley. Brennan agreed, but wanted to still keep it in the ICA because it sounded true. Quote, yes, but doesn't it ring true? Brennan responded.
So not my favorite show watcher.
That's what our intelligence community is going off of. Vibes and anti-Trump rings true.
Yeah, rings true.
Crazy.
All right,
it's okay for a podcast, not for the CIA setting up a president. All right?
Exactly.
Does everybody know the difference there?
Big difference.
Is that okay? Is everyone okay? Can we move on?
All right, let's move on. There is a white-only town that's trying to get some funding and get off the ground in Arkansas, and the media is not happy about it. Here is the clip.
My name's Nikki, N-I-K-I. I'm 32. I'm a lady.
This is Return to the Land, a group of millennials who organised online to build something radical and controversial. A town for white people only, that they insist is completely legal. We spent several days with them, watching as the men set about the physical labour of building out the site. All the while, the women of the group took on the more typically trad, homesteading type roles.
I guess I found the people through Twitter that ended up starting this project, actually spearheading it, and I went out to the first April event last year, and it was really fun.
The sort of white-only aspect of this, how important is that to you guys?
Given the premise that it's something that is kind of off limits for whites but is okay by implication for other groups, I do feel it's necessary to carve that out, and you kind of have to do it yourself.
It's kind of like if we don't do this, the laws are only getting worse as far as freedom of association goes, so it's kind of like we have to do this, or there might come a time where it's not possible to.
It's a good point. And it looks like a nice group of like-minded people, tight-knit community.
It doesn't look bad. They all look skinny, relatively fit, productive.
They're outside. They're working in the ground.
And I think they're creating something. They're going to benefit from their own creation and not subsidize some fat, morbidly obese Section 8 EBT pig who posts about it on social media. And they call it a town. I think it's private property, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a town is when the slander news, Sky News comes, which, hey, if I'm starting an all-white town on private property, you don't really invite Sky News. That's the only mistake I've seen them make so far.
Yeah.
But it's private property. So if you can't control who comes on your private property in America, then you don't really have any rights at all.
That's
right?
a good point. And that's the key. And I was going to say, they're going to make them bring in black people to rob and attack them and Jews to teach their kids to be trans, but I thought that could come off as a bit harsh.
Yeah, that would. I wouldn't say that.
I'm not going to say that.
Be careful.
But we do have a
Be careful, brother.
But we do have a clip of their vetting process. I think this is the technology they use to separate the groups.
Yep, there it is.
So this is how you keep certain groups out and let others in.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the media is going after this, and they're saying, oh, this is Nazi adjacent, and this is white supremacist stuff. And they're obviously very critical, but they weren't as critical of the black community that was trying to do the same thing in Freedom, Georgia a few years ago.
You hear that? That is the sound of freedom.
Feels really amazing. I cry every time I come here.
Why were these two women interested in the prospect of buying a town in the first place?
We needed to create a space and a place where we could be a village again, a tribe again.
So Renee and Ashley reached out to family and friends, and together they bought what they intend to name Freedom, Georgia, a new black city. The owners hosted the Big Black Campout over Labor Day weekend. Supporters drove in from across the country.
That is our vision, and to be able to pass this land down to my children and to the children that are represented by each of our 19 families as a piece of love.
So that was celebrated.
CNN loves it.
Freedom, Georgia. And those people who created it took grant money, flipped it, made a profit, and they never even built a permanent structure or a permanent dwelling.
Construction, as of 2024, construction for permanent dwellings or vital infrastructure has not begun. All land was sold in 2023 and no further plans have surfaced for the planned town.
So they were going to build Freedom, Georgia. Then there was an entrepreneurial opportunity and they flipped it. And then there's no Georgia. Yeah. There's no Freedom, Georgia anymore.
It was about to be for the future of our 19 families, but then someone offered me $200,000 over what I paid.
Yeah, I realized I could make $175,000 profit before taxes.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's a mistake to advertise your white town with your couple family friends, but they met on Twitter. This is fun.
I think that's good.
Those people have a lot of fatigue.
Yeah.
Some of them might be a show watcher.
Let's just move to our own land, whites only. Yeah. All right. We are now moving on as a show to...
That's the type of place that will get so fucking targeted during the next Democrat administration, though. They'll get nuked. And then that's the type of town that you nuke them by just tying them up in litigation and frivolous lawsuits that you might not even win as the federal government, but you're going to bankrupt them for having to hire lawyers the whole time. You know?
Exactly.
That's why you do it with a couple friends and family and And a place like that needs like a dictator who kind of owns the whole thing and runs it. But,
smart.
You know, I'm not really giving ideas.
Yeah.
They know what they're up to. I hope they succeed.
Me too. Best of luck and watch the show if you're not already.
Freedom of association.
Yeah. It's
powerful
important.
concept.
Very. Let's get into our migrant section. Speaking of white-only towns.
Speaking of why someone might want a white-only town, yeah.
Well, I'm going to start kind of abroad, and we're going to work our way back to America.
Okay.
We got a Bangladesh milk checker. So he dips his hand in, then he smells it to determine the quality.
He turned one away.
Hey, at least he's checking.
I was going to say, what happened with the milk that started digging around his, he had to start doing this. He must have got a bad batch.
At least he's checking.
Yeah.
And then also in the background, it was hard to hear, but there's like a chronic third world cough.
Yeah.
Like someone going in the background.
Classic.
Pretty good. Next, we have some clips from Sweden. First, this Muslim woman kind of saying the quiet part out loud.
I'll read it since it's just captioned. She says, I don't belong here. I have not told you I belong here. That's why I destroy and take so much I can and collect all your tax money and benefits that you can get here in Sweden. I use it to the max, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
That's the average conqueror. The average conqueror these days is a fat, middle-aged woman who's taking advantage of a bureaucratic gap. And you don't have to have strength, honor, integrity, no strategy at all. You can just be a little pig going into Sweden.
And they give you everything you ever want.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what Sweden's train stations look like. Here you have a conqueror just using the bathroom. We had to blur it a little bit, but
Pissing on her own shoes.
Pissing on theyself.
A sub-Saharan African pissing on her own shoes outside of like a modern, beautiful train station in Sweden that type of train station could never exist in Africa, basically. No wipe. Pull the pants up. Go
Piss
on with your day.
pants. That's what they're up to. And then we jump over to England. Here's what their park looks like.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. So there is a whole crowd of people in the park today, and the rubbish is phenomenal, absolutely disgusting. I cannot believe what a state the park is in. So I mean, just look at this by the bins. It's absolutely dire. Nappies, just look at this. What are the mothers who are doing this? Do you have no shame? Look at that.
Yeah, they have no shame. They think you're stupid for letting them do this.
Yeah, they assume someone will come clean up the park and then they'll go do it again next week. And they're probably right.
Yeah, that's your job to clean up after them.
You keep letting them in.
And then the trash disposal is actually a big problem, especially with the Indians. They just throw it in the ocean, the river, the lake, the woods. Here we have a woman here taking her trash to the woods. It's far enough away from everybody.
And here's the thing. It's already in bags. They already have it in bigger bags. So the trash is already consolidated. And yet her and her husband feel the need to throw it into the woods, the beautiful English countryside. Is that something genetic and deep-seated in them?
Yeah, they think it's normal.
I think so.
Well, gotta throw the trash out.
Yeah. Chip bags that won't degrade in 1,000 years. Let's put that in the public forest.
Yeah. And I was kind of realizing when I was on vacation, I was thinking about the migrants. You really can't do anything anymore because of the migrants. I was listening to a Meatloaf song, and it's about like high school sweethearts parked out by the lake, not another car in sight.
Yeah.
The Indians throw the trash in the lake.
Yeah. There's signs everywhere.
They're on bikes. You can't go to the lake with a high school sweetheart anymore. There's migrants everywhere.
Yeah, there's a Hispanic sexual predator who just got here from Honduras, and he likes your girlfriend too.
Yeah, the Pakistanis are filming all the kids.
Yeah.
So it's not really romantic anymore.
Yep.
And then we have this, which I thought was pretty interesting. Mossad's director visited D.C. to lobby the U.S. to pressure countries into admitting Palestinian refugees. So we fight their wars, we disenfranchise people, and we get a bunch of refugees, and then the West absorbs them.
That's weird.
And
Saudi
then-
Arabia's right there.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yemen.
It's very weird.
They can go somewhere, right? Aren't they pretty close? Aren't they like buddies?
We gotta send them to New Jersey.
Yeah. They need them Wisconsin, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
And then I found this, which is a graph. There were essentially zero Muslims in the West before the formation and state of Israel. Wow. Jews are why Muslims are in our country. So, causation, correlation, maybe it's a coincidence.
Yeah.
But I think once the country of Israel was formed, we started fighting all these wars for them, created all these refugees, and then we took them all into the West, and now we have what we have.
Yeah, and you forget that there was just like a Muslim versus Christian, like total blood feud that it would never enter anyone's mind. Like, let's bring in Muslims. And all of a sudden now it's multiculturalism, diversity is our strength. Like, why? Why exactly? The two least compatible cultures ever?
And they don't even like us. Like the Palestinians in that example, they think that we helped Israel bomb them, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get brought into Philadelphia, are they going to be happy to be there and they're going to comply and become Americans? Or are they going to be like, oh, I'm behind enemy lines, I'm going to get these guys?
Yeah, I think that one.
And then we have a picture here from Buffalo, New York, a nice cathedral that is now being converted into a mosque.
Yeah, the historic St. Anne's Catholic Cathedral in Buffalo, New York was sold to the Islamic community for only $250,000 and will now be converted into a mosque. And this is a beautiful old cathedral. Buffalo's a pretty old city.
Sad.
What's $250,000? What's that?
I don't know.
Nobody else wanted to buy this? It's like
I'd live in a church for that price.
It feels like they gave them some sort of deal, some sort of like fuck you deal.
Yeah, someone else would have bought that.
Yeah.
And everyone is like Muslim and Somali now in America, unfortunately. I was at the airport doing a bunch of traveling when I was on vacation. Everyone who works at the airport is Somali.
Really?
Everyone. In D.C. and Philly. Oh, these smash burgers are meticulously crafted by some Somali guy who hates you.
Yeah.
Oh, these milkshakes are hand spun by an angry Somali.
Yeah, wow. Shocking.
Everyone was Somali, and they had an attitude. They had horrible attitudes, and they hate us.
I've seen that before, actually, too.
DC
Somali
especially,
airport workers.
everyone's Somali. I don't get it.
Okay.
And then here's what happens when the Somalis get into power. Here's who they fight for.
This was South Portland in Maine selected the country's first Somali mayor, and Minneapolis might be soon to follow it if I were to guess. Here's what she said.
Policies, how can the politics in Somalia can be, resonate what we have here in the United States, the democracy that we have. How can you help us, be a better country and build back what we used to have back in long time ago? So hopefully we will be able to help our country, our former country, Somalia.
So you get elected mayor in Maine, like one of the whitest states ever. And it's how can we help Somalia?
First thought, hey, I just got in charge of some town in Maine. I'm in charge of the police, the fire, the city lights. How do we help Somalia?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the least international thing ever. But you immediately go to, how do I help that war-torn country in the Horn of Africa?
Crazy.
And that's in their DNA. That's what they're taught. That's what they're... why wouldn't that be your goal? They don't view this as a country. They don't view this as their new home. They view this as a means to a different end that any resident of South Portland would have, right?
So true. And then our next story, we have
Say it out loud. They say it out loud, and they're dumb.
That should be like, oh, we caught you on a Project Veritas camera.
Yeah, James O'Keefe pops out and goes, you shouldn't have swiped right on Tinder. But she's
just
saying
say
it on the news.
They say it on TV.
I know.
They think it's a good idea, and I don't want to say how high their IQ must be to not realize you probably shouldn't say that part.
Low 80s.
But it's two
tops?
digits. It's
Yeah,
2 digits
it's two
IQ.
digits, for sure.
I'll be nice. 2 digits. Could be 99.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next we have a Patel scam. You know more about this than I do.
Yeah, this is just a scam from Louisiana, and it had some bad Patels and some bad police as well, bad Americans.
Multiple police officials and a businessman were arrested accused of running an immigration fraud scheme.
Investigators say that scheme led to hundreds of foreign nationals illegally getting visas. News 2's Alexis Maroney breaks down how this case is unfolding.
Last summer, investigators started tracking what seemed like a high number of armed robberies.
I've never seen anything quite like this.
Many of the victims listed were not from Louisiana.
In fact, the armed robberies never took place, and those listed in the applications were never victims of crime.
According to arrest documents, for 10 years, false police reports were being made by this group of police officials. Oakdale Police Chief Chad Doyle, Marshal Mike Slaney, Forest Hill Police Chief Glenn Dixon, and former Glenmora Police Chief Thibaut Onishi. The fake reports were used by foreign nationals to apply for U visas, a type of visa reserved for victims of crimes. In this case, crimes that never happened. The indictment says the owner of a Subway in Oakdale, Chandrakant Patel, paid the officers $5,000 for each false report.
We expect law enforcement officers to protect the public and to honor their trust.
So they were doing fake police reports, fake armed robberies, and then you become a victim of a violent crime, and then you get a visa for that.
And then some cops were like, God, there's so many burglaries and robberies happening. Like, I just can't crack this case. And it turns out, Indians are just committing immigration fraud. I think we covered a U visa story back in the day. I don't remember the specifics, but again, this is something we've seen with the Indian community in America. Two pieces in this. Any means necessary immigration fraud, right? And so Indians are very good at analyzing a situation going, there's a weak link, $5,000 and I can get the U visa. I bribed the cops. And then the other piece of it, something that they bring over from India, bribing officials. Bribery, paying your way out of a ticket or an offense is very common over there. And they immediately start doing it over here. And it's not a one-way street. They needed cops who were willing to take $5,000 to do this. And thankfully they got caught. But hundreds of Indians in Louisiana. And then, you hear a scam like this, you know what the Somalis are doing in Minneapolis. And then you go out to a mall and you see these people and you see it and you go, something ain't right here. And usually something ain't right.
Yeah.
Usually there's a scam, there's a hidden piece of the iceberg that's hidden underneath. They don't all work for Microsoft. Some of them own a Subway and are paying cops $5,000 a pop for a fake robbery. right?
So true.
So,
all right, our next and last clip. This woman is a Democrat in New York, and she's Yvette Clarke is her name. She kind of says the quiet part out loud, too, with the low IQ problem, I'm assuming, about why you need all the illegals here.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the inn being closed, no room in the inn, I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes. And those members could clearly fit here.
Yeah, for redistricting purposes. You get all the people here, and then you redistrict, and it's easier to get elected, and then they vote for you because you give them all the free stuff and brought them here.
yeah. And then there's no acknowledgement of like, there's a housing shortage or we are full. It's just like, I could use those people for my specific political things, and thus those people are coming here, right?
Yeah.
There's no consideration for the people who are elected or anything like that. It's just pure, more power grab, Democrat power grab.
And they say it out loud.
Yep.
All right, to close out our migrant...
At least she's not Somali. Thank God. She wants to fuck us over anyway, but at least she's not Somali.
She's just stupid.
Yeah.
And power hungry. All right, good news to close out our migrant section. There is new incentives to get people to work for ICE. 6-figure salary, federal benefits, $45,000 signing bonus.
Yeah, we knew this was coming after the passage of the big, beautiful bill, and the money is there, and we need ICE agents, and we need mass deportations. I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of not hearing about buses and trucks. Remember all our talk about buses?
I haven't seen one bus.
You got the money. To be fair, I'm sure there's been buses, but I want to see them in like a scale that we haven't even imagined yet. So they got the money. Hire the agents, please, please,
please
get them out. I'm tired of the Patel scams. I'm tired of the Somalis. I'm tired of everything. Get them out.
Patels.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to our final page of housekeeping where I can say whatever I want. Use the opportunity to click the post, help us juice the algo, leave a like, leave a comment, then comment again, then start yapping. PO box needs to be full, notifications need to be on, old episodes need to be watched, and the link to the show needs to be sent to the boys in the group chat.
Wow.
Still got it.
2 weeks off. 2 weeks off. Didn't forget it.
I was practicing.
Okay.
Every day. All right, final page of housekeeping.
I believe that.
All right, our first piece of final page of housekeeping is a word search, and whatever first word you see describes you.
Okay.
So, Richard Rappo, you go first. I'm looking for my word.
Peaceful. That's me.
I got Thad.
You know why I got peaceful? Because it's the top line, top left, reading from left to right.
Wow.
It's right there.
It's easy.
So I think this it just wants to tell people to be peaceful.
Or you can also get plight. That's not good. I got Thad, though. That was my first
There's
one.
Starseed at the bottom. There you go.
Thad.
All
right. Next, we have a few things that I've never seen before. This is the next few clips. First is the monster truck wheel going into the crowd.
Tires off. 800-pound wheel. Boom. Wrecks like 8 cars.
It's pretty crazy.
Look at this angle.
Oh, no.
Oh my God, no way.
And then you see here, it just crunched a car.
My.
Absolutely crunched a car. I've never seen that before. Actually, never mind. I believe that is a death in Final Destination. I believe it was FD4.
Okay. All right.
So there, maybe we have kind of seen it, but not in real life.
Okay.
Next thing we've never seen before, an airplane hits a deer.
This is in Kodiak, Alaska.
Airplane coming. We can fast forward a little bit. Airplane on runway. There's a deer. Here comes the deer. Airplane wrecks a deer.
Boom.
Boom. Never saw that before.
Okay.
Next, this octopus is trying to get away from an eel, and look how he tricks him.
Hit him with the ink.
Hit him with the ink. Distraction, got away.
Misdirection, yeah.
And the eel's stupid.
You know, I kind of feel bad eating calamari and octopus and stuff now. They're smart.
Yeah.
Tastes so good, though.
Yeah, crispy.
Oh, crispy with the marinara.
I'm more of an aioli.
Oh, I know you are.
Because marinara.
Yeah, you love aioli? What's mayo? What's aioli?
It's mayo.
It's fucking mayo. Yeah, you're a big mayo boy.
But calamari and the aioli? Tell us in the comments.
Aioli was a good rebrand for fat people who really wanted to eat mayo on shit.
Yeah, it's like, oh, swap it with mayo. Garlic aioli,
Take
please.
some aioli.
I'd like a tub of aioli.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're French or something.
That was a good rebrand.
That was a good rebrand. All right, next, this man found a stingray and sold it to a Chinese restaurant in New York. And look how happy and excited they
Run
are.
inside.
Yeah, man, them clean it up, man. Well, them a chef, right? I see them Jamaican niggas fry.
So they make a deal, and he buys it.
You get it.
And they slurp it up. Of course they do. Next, speaking of Chinese people, here's what they do. This is their job, some of them. They go in the bug room.
You go in the bug room and they stuck the bugs in the sack.
They like it, though.
They're going to eat that shit,
They're
right?
going to eat the bugs, of course.
Yeah.
That's their job, and they like it.
Okay.
Next, we're going to go fast through these two.
Please.
Maggots are shitting in our stews.
Look. New fear unlocked. Motherfucker dropping maggots in the fresh. Oh,
Dropping maggots in the stew. That little hole, that's a maggot drop hole.
In the crock pot, yeah.
In your crock pot. You can't leave these unattended. 5 hours slow cook. You have homework. You got to watch it.
Yeah, not if you have flies.
And then these flies are dropping maggots on fried chicken. Not pretty either.
Ugh, disgusting. All right, good awareness, though.
And then our last clip of our final page of housekeeping is Greg Abbott apparently, allegedly, his legs work. So this is like a news B-roll background. That's him in the helicopter. Look at his legs.
Oh.
I'll let it keep going.
Looked like at least his hip flexors were active, right?
Yeah, and then I think he goes one more. We can fast forward to it. He's moving that leg around, and it could be a marionette situation.
If he's pulling his pants or something.
And I'm not making fun of his disability. I hope his legs work.
Yeah, me too. That would be nice.
But what was that?
I don't know.
That was weird.
Okay.
Weird to say the least. All right, that's the end of housekeeping. We're now moving on to Cringe of the Week. All right, our first story from Cringe. Sydney Sweeney has a new American Eagle ad, and the ugly and trans people are very upset about it.
The same people who are always upset about everything are upset about this.
Yep.
Is the way I would put it.
They're calling it Nazi propaganda, white supremacist, and let's listen to this trans person complain.
Will be the friend that's too woke because those Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird. Like fascist weird. Like Nazi propaganda weird.
My body's composition is determined by my genes. Hey, eyes up here.
Sydney Sweeney has very genes.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very genes.
Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
Yeah, it's Nazi propaganda. You can't be proud of being hot. You need to be proud of being ugly and not needing to change or work out. You're good like you are.
Yeah. The rare hair and the rare eye color combos, those are horrible, actually. And she's not super hot, the internet it girl, who's getting millions of dollars to do this. She's a Nazi.
She's a Nazi. And then keep in mind, this is also what Nazi propaganda looks like.
Yeah.
It's just this nice family.
Yeah. There's this thing where the left really needs to tie. It's like a family of 5, all they look alike, beautiful in a farm, breastfeeding.
The mom's feeding the baby. The dad's protecting everyone. They're playing in the flowers.
There's this weird rule for leftists where if the Nazis like something, you can't promote that thing even with nothing tied to it, right?
Yeah.
So, which is interesting because socialism and stuff like that, wasn't that part of it a little bit? But But there's this really weird thing, too, with leftists. And there's hundreds of videos like that of people, ugly freaks, who are really taking offense to this. But there's this thing with leftists where you can't mention genetics in like a positive way. It only has to be like, well, do you know that black people actually get sickle cell anemia at a higher rate? Like, it's only for negative.
Disabled and like bad stuff.
Breast cancer actually runs in my family, so I have to get checked pretty regularly. Like, but
Sydney Sweeney's mom's got huge cans.
Yeah, and they're both blonde, and the parents are blonde, and the dad's dirty blonde. You can't talk about that or something. I don't get it.
It's very weird. And then, like you said, Nazi propaganda, when they're promoting like family, maybe you shouldn't lean into that one because you don't want to be on the side that's dispromoting family.
Yeah, who's an ugly freak, and then you hate families. It's
you
like,
want to do abortion instead.
Yeah, honestly, families, even communist people probably have families, right? To a certain extent.
Yeah.
So you can't really take away that one or attribute that to Nazis, right?
That's a good point.
And then she says, the name American Eagle. And it's like, yeah, you're not going to believe this. Old Navy, they're on ships. They're fighting. It's unbelievable.
American Eagle, the bird of our whole country is the bald eagle.
Yeah.
And then we actually have a before and after for some of these ads. And it's kind of like a nature is healing type thing.
Maybe. I just think some people are doing it right and kind of going away from the 2020 hysteria and mania. I don't think this is a total cultural victory that someone's like, hey, look at Sydney Sweeney's tits. We're trying to sell jeans.
But it's like, hey, let's have a real board meeting where we really try to make money for the company instead of just giving it to fat black people.
Pretty much.
So here we have Nike 2020, fat black woman moving around with fat everywhere.
Disgusting.
And then 2025, it's Scotty Scheffler, I believe, with his baby. And it says you've already won. Same thing, American Eagle 2020. Now it's Sydney Sweeney, hot, tits out.
Yeah.
Way better.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
It is. It's
and of course the ugly freaks get mad at this. They're returning to not just disabled, ugly people, right? You know who they like? They really like the black woman with like the half white skin.
Yeah.
What do they call that? Vitiligo?
The vitiligo.
They love that one. Sydney Sweeney, too perfect.
We have a hard time pronouncing that disability.
I know.
Vitaglio, you say, and I say vitiligo.
Vitaglio, like he's a pizza place.
Bobby Vitaglio.
Hey, Vitaglios. I'm calling Vitaglios. You want a large cheese?
It's pretty good. All right, let's get to our next piece of cringe. We have a guy with a hair issue, and it's a video of him installing his hairpiece. It says, reinstalling my hair.
Takes it off. He's got a male pattern baldness.
You know, George Costanza cut.
Dawn.
Yeah.
Uses Dawn to soap up the piece.
Cuts the grease. And, you know, isn't the point of a toupee to not tell people you have a toupee?
Kind of. That's what I'm confused about, but then you do the social media for it anyway. I think this might be a toupee advertisement hidden because it looks pretty good at the end, right?
It does look pretty good. But I thought the whole point was no one knows. You put it on social media going viral, you're on the Fat Racist podcast now.
Yeah.
And then I'm not just saying this.
Look at that head.
I think that haircut without the toupee could be kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's like a bit haircut.
Old school bald. U-shaped male pattern baldness. Yeah.
Yeah. You wear a Hawaiian shirt and you have the bald head and then you drink at 4 o'clock in the afternoon after you cut out of work early.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree.
And
this guy, I will say, I know the point that you're going to be generally making. We've lost bald men. We've lost male pattern baldness men. But this guy also has like a boyish face. Like he looks like he should have a Zoomer haircut. I don't think he's ready for how bald he is. You know what I mean by that?
It could be a bit if he was in a frat, but he's probably out of college.
I'm going to let you cook though. Continue.
All right, I have a tip.
Okay.
If you have hair like that and you're insecure about it, here's what you do.
Okay.
Invent BlackBerry.
Ooh.
Remember that movie BlackBerry?
Yeah.
There's no time to care about your hair when you're inventing BlackBerry.
Yeah. This was Jim Balsillie, the CEO of BlackBerry. He didn't invent it.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, he ran
You think
it.
he had time to make a selfie video about his cosmetic routine? He was inventing BlackBerry. He made like $1 billion.
No, he was bald. Yeah, he was pure bald, right?
You invented BlackBerry. Do that. Oh, you remember my hair? Oh, it looks kind of bad. What should I do? Go become a fucking billionaire.
You'll eventually get smoked by Apple, but so what? You had a good run.
Yeah.
You made money.
And then Tim Pool over the weekend exposed his bald head on a podcast. He popped the beanie off for some money. And here's the thing.
He needs the beanie.
He
looks too different.
Yeah. He does look crazy different. But also, he was looking for an excuse to just show his head and pretend he doesn't care. Because for so long, people were like, take off the beanie. I'm going to yank it off if I see you. Take off the beanie. Take off the beanie. So now he's like, oh, the beanie's off. No big deal. Yeah, it looks like this. Who cares? He was, good. He was looking for a reason or an excuse to pretend that it's no big deal. And he got it with the podcast.
I think it would have been funnier if he went on this podcast with like a well-done wig like that guy has. Long hockey hair.
Yeah.
And pulled it off and goes, no big deal.
This is what it was, guys.
That would be a good bit.
Who cares?
Yeah.
But good for him. It was a good off-ramp. All right. Here's where we're going to tie it all together. Some girls like guys with bald hair.
What I'm about to say is going to be one of the hottest takes you've heard in a while, but I need you to stay with me, okay? I'm ready for this hairstyle to come back. I am. And I know for years that we've been telling men that their only option if they're balding is to just shave their head. And granted, some men look better with a shaved head, but this is terrifying. And maybe it's just like the Walton Gogginification that's happening right now, because there's no reason that this man should be so attractive with this bonkers of a hairline. But I'm ready for us as a society to explore more options for men's hairline. And I'm not just...
There you go.
Yeah.
Some girls like it. Yeah, she's probably fried from birth control and not like a real normal woman.
Yeah, she's got a septum piercing and those circular glasses and camo, so she's trying to be an eclectic type of person.
She hates your guts and thinks she's smarter than you because she went to Barnard. Yeah. That's actually Columbia. It's an Ivy League school, but just like a little backdoor way of getting in there.
Yep.
Or something.
Okay, but so, and we've made this point before, proud bald people. There's none. Nobody's proud and bald anymore.
Yeah.
And everyone who is just does the shave.
And I do the shave and I have hair.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm wasting it. Maybe I'm wasting it.
Yeah.
All right, next. This next clip is just a clip to show. I don't have much to say about it, but it's this couple doing a romantic moment that they're catching on social media. Just look how gay it is. Oh, this is nice. You're at the beach. You're
Italian
at the water.
lake or something.
You're in some sort of villa.
Portofino.
And then you run back and check the content. What did we get? You're doing choreography.
On the tripod, dude.
You're filming it. It's all fake for choreography.
Okay.
Crazy. All right. Next, there's an ULTA gay F-slur who got a new brand deal.
Julian here is now at ULTA, and I'm here to see the display for the first time, you guys. Hi, honey. What's your name? Paulina. Nice to meet you, Paulina. Nice to meet you. What's your name, honey? Bloom. Nice to meet you, Bloom. We're gonna see what Julian hair looks like at ULTA for the first time. It's gonna be ULTA fun. Okay, let's see it. Who's that? She's so pretty. I got highlights since then. You guys, do you think it's pretty?
It's gorgeous.
Do you think she's gonna get along with all of her other new ULTA friends?
Gorgeous, of course. She fits right in.
She does, right? JVN hair is now at
No
ULTA
ass
Beauty
on this guy, first of all.
We love the hair you have.
No ass, horrible hips. Couldn't she just not do this? Couldn't you get the skin blotch person with the vitiligo?
Yeah.
And go, and we'll say, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But you do this.
Giant fat woman with one arm. You couldn't find one.
And everyone sees it in CVS and they go, okay, whatever.
Look at the energy difference between him and the employees, too. It's so strange. You come in and you force it. You're doing the fake voice. You have fake hair.
It's so disrespectful. And it's making him bricked, which is why he's wearing the patterned dress to hide how bricked he is. And he goes, no, I'm bricked because I'm excited from the promotion.
Yeah.
You're bricked because you're pretending to be a lady.
For sure.
That's why, buddy.
For sure.
All right. Anything else?
Well, I was going to say, I never blame ULTA or any of these makeup companies. It's like women have to defend this, and then they don't because they all have a gay best friend, and they gossip and watch Love Island with him. But I don't blame ULTA for trying to get fucking another half of the population to buy their shit.
That's true.
So
let's move on.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
I believe this is in West Hollywood, California. There is a gay robot.
Not real. Hi, Gorge.
That is a robot. Oh my god. What the fuck? What the fuck?
You get it.
And it's a gay robot. I don't want to get into the details. They go crazy on this thing.
Yeah, they do. It's not just for show. And he's got pride flags all over, a sticker that says "Not Elon's bitch." So his entire existence is political. This humanoid robot that they're walking around LA.
Well, where's his holes? Where's the shit come out? I'm just wondering. Take it back to my duplex. Where's the holes in this thing?
Can I cover the camera? Do what I want?
It's disgusting.
So, I don't know. This just represents something that the gay community kind of does that I see all the time, which is take an existing thing that someone worked really hard for and engineered and made work, and then slap gay decals and stickers all over it, and then all of a sudden make them gay.
So true.
And then also robots and gay people, what else do they have in common?
I don't know.
Fake voice.
Fake voice.
They're both using a fake voice. Gays do a loud inflection. Robots is robotic.
But fake voice nonetheless.
So yeah, I don't know what they're doing with this robot, but I wouldn't stay out too late.
Yeah. Or I wouldn't let that thing go into the apartment with the gay guys, break it from all the gay stuff.
Yeah.
We need some more grease on this thing.
Oh.
All right, our last clip, we're letting it play in the background. Former NBA player caught digging in his butt and smelling it, and then he wipes the butt finger on the wall. Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, disgusting. I don't know what the purpose of this is other than don't be just touching stuff. Don't be touching the walls because there's people digging around in their asses out there. And migrants, I mean...
That's third world shit.
This is an NBA player. He probably made a lot of money. And he's digging around, wiping it on the elevator door.
And I was going to make a joke like, we've all been there.
Yeah.
But that's bad.
I know.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, you have, maybe.
Maybe in the hotel room, different, but not on the wall of the elevator.
Okay, you said too much already.
All right, let's move on to urban decay. All right, our first piece of urban decay is actually some breaking news, at least for me.
Yeah, this was new to me as well, and I thought we had to share it.
It's regarding BBLs. It turns out BBLs smell bad. Can you give that a read?
Yeah, Brazilian butt lifts when black women mostly have gigantic asses and it's filled with fat, for those of you who don't know or aren't paying attention.
Fat from other parts of their body.
So this guy tweeted and he sparked this conversation. He said, the BBL smell thing is so horrendous, it's unreal. It's bordering on a public health emergency in Miami, world capital of booty fat necrosis.
Fat necrosis is what's going on. And basically, when you inject fat from other parts of your body into your butt, there's too much fat for your blood vessels to support. And then it starts to rot and decay inside of you. And I don't know anyone with the BBL.
Yeah, I'm not exactly a BBL kind of guy. I don't have many BBL American friends.
I have no BBL American friends. But here's some context as to what happens.
During a BBL, fat is liposuctioned from one area of the body and injected into the butt. If too much fat is packed into a single spot, more than blood vessels can support, it can die. That's called fat necrosis, and it smells about as good as it sounds. When there is more fat in an area than the blood supply allows, the fat will die through a smelly process, Dr. Anderson told the Daily Mail. It's a complication that can lead to infections, hospital stays, and in rare cases, sepsis.
Disgusting. And there's something called sit-down wind, where BBL Americans sit down and then there's like a odor that gets wafted onto everybody.
It comes out like it's a whoopee cushion, but it's your fucking disgusting fat ass.
And if you think about it, it's not that different from the rotten front holes the trans people get after their trans surgery.
Yeah, this is a different version of the same thing. Rotting, stinky, disgusting. And I don't want to get too vulgar, but when do you discover this? This young man who tweeted about it originally, during sex.
Yeah, during nighttime activities.
So during sex, he just goes stinky, and you like the big giant butt because you're a simple animal guy, not me, the BBL type likers.
Not me.
And then it gets all stinky, and then what did you call it when they sit down? And
sit down wind is what they call it.
Sit down wind. So I don't know. We just had to share it. It doesn't really fit in Cringe, doesn't really fit in Urban, but it kind of does fit in both.
But it's breaking news nonetheless. I almost started the whole show with that.
Yeah.
But I had the shark pics from all the sharks I caught on vacation.
Yeah, so obviously some things got railroaded. And then he couldn't put it in final page of Housekeeping because of all the stupid shit that was in there.
So true.
So we'll tell you about the BBLs now. But yeah, disgusting. And I didn't even know about this.
Very disgusting. And then next we have some super repeat offenders. Remember this guy, this like freak ghost man?
Yeah, I never figured out what was on his face. Was it just ash? Was he just an ashy boy?
Yeah.
But the headline here says, WTF, Colorado's district attorney's office will drop charges against Solomon Galligan.
Galligan.
He's an Irishman.
Yeah.
Irishman lad. The registered sex offender arrested for attempting to kidnap an 11-year-old boy during recess from an elementary school. Following the arrest, Galligan was found to be incompetent after he underwent a competency evaluation, resulting in the district attorney's plan to drop charges.
I bet it was easy for him to fail the competency exam.
Yeah, he's aced that competency exam in the wrong way a couple times. And so this isn't the first time charges against Galligan could be dismissed. If this case is dropped, it would be the fourth time since 2018 that a Colorado court has dismissed charges against him due to a finding of incompetence to stand trial. According to the DA's office, Galligan will be civilly committed to a mental health facility after this case is dismissed, but state officials say they have limited control over how long someone can remain committed. So he's incompetent, but he's going to go somewhere for a little bit, but this has happened 4 times since 2018. So
you don't go for that long.
So let's call it 2.5 years per time. And then he'll be out again to kidnap one of your child at an elementary school.
And the way they let you out is they have to decide that you're no longer a threat to yourself or others.
Yeah.
So you can fail the competency exam by being a crazy retard and then act normal for a week, and they let you go back and then you do it again.
Yeah. And it's a vicious cycle. And that's why, I don't know, we're not a serious country if these people are incompetent, but then you can let them go so they can never be held accountable. And as long as they're pretty good for a week or two, the cycle will repeat.
The cycle will repeat. And then that's the same with our next guy, who is a beer-loving New York City shoplifter. Beer-loving NYC shoplifter with over 200 busts at it again, but quickly set free.
Yeah, and this is just a serial shoplifter.
He's kicking the camera in the picture.
Yeah, he's got his flip-flops on. He's dirty. He's not a model citizen. More than 200 busts. He likes stealing from Dwayne Reed. He likes Dwayne Reed. He's a 53-year-old man. He likes Modelo.
They said in that thing he haunts a Dwayne Reed.
Yeah, he's like a ghost.
He haunts the Dwayne Reed.
Yeah. Petty larceny and possession of stolen property charges. Trying to steal an 18-pack of Modelo. And of course, he was released without bail, as he always has been, because the charges don't qualify for bail under the state's controversial 2019 criminal justice reform.
We need this guy back out there.
Yeah, so this is kind of the same thing, whether it's incompetence or weird bail laws that have automatic, like your kids are in danger on the park, the Dwayne Reed is in danger. It's just a constant cycle.
But maybe when they are not stealing, they're building houses for orphans or something.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we got to let this guy back out. The good he does for the community outweighs the 18-pack of stolen Modelo.
That's kind of like what it is for certain like blackout alcoholic types. Like, yeah, he gets blacked out, but then he works hard. He lays the pavement.
He's a judge.
Yeah. And so here's why we're bringing this up, because, you know, this is typical urban decay where the cycle keeps happening and then nobody steps in and makes a common sense thing. And we just wanted to read this headline. It says, 1/3 of all shoplifting arrests in New York City in 2022 were due just to 327 people. That's 0.00385% of the population doing 33% of the crime. This guy is one of them, this 200 arrest guy who we just mentioned.
You could overnight get 1/3 of the crime gone by just arresting people who are committing crimes over and over.
And that's what I'm saying. And we need to understand that this is not like compassion or whatever. It's just like a choice to let some of your city streets and criminals terrorize your cities. It's just a choice.
Yep.
And it's ugly, and we need to get serious.
It's deliberate.
Yeah.
All right, our next story, this guy was caught stealing lawn equipment, which is something that happens a lot and is happening even around here. The cops told me the other day that they're stealing lawn equipment if it's not locked up.
Tools. Tool theft is a huge thing. Work vans, everybody, because you can flip those quick to an unscrupulous pawn dealer. It's basically a commodity.
This man steals a pole saw used for trimming tree branches right out of this truck. Security footage then shows him getting out of the passenger side door of a car and grabbing 2 leaf blowers before leaving the area. Those items belonging to Timothy Gilbert, president and owner of treesandstumps.com.
We were there for about 15, 20 minutes, and the chainsaws were going, the chipper was running, so it was loud. Next thing we knew is there was a lady yelling and screaming that somebody had taken your stuff.
Well, how else is he supposed to start his lawn care business?
Yeah, I got a feeling there's no business at the end of this. There's just $200 cash.
Yeah, and if someone had stopped him or physically stopped him or got aggressive, they would have portrayed him as a jogger in the neighborhood.
Yeah, but this is something that blue-collar workers, and it's so disgusting to me because you're working hard, you're literally on a job, and then you're victimized by some street rat. Right?
And you're a landscaper. It's not like you're robbing the fat cats at the bank or something.
Yeah, I'm stealing from Wells Fargo. They committed fraud over 80,000 customers over the last decade. It's literally like a semi-independent stump grinding company.
And what they have to do now is they have to get these cages to go around their trailers. And you said it before the show. It's the South Africanization of our country.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen the houses and stuff in South Africa. They have barbed wire everywhere. And it's turning America's turning into this opportunistic criminal zone because of the repeat offenders that we just showed before. And yeah, we're trending towards South Africa instead of like a first world nation, right?
And obviously not every business can afford probably that upgrade for the trailer.
Yeah, it's more expensive.
And then if your business gets stolen from, I'm sure a lot of these businesses don't have a ton of profit. So that could actually ruin your life.
Yeah, and then it's the difference between, hiring an employee or something. Like, if I have to spend $1,300. Because not only are they stealing, it's like that economic zone thing where they steal something, the criminal will sell it for less than it's worth, right? So say he stole $800 worth of equipment. He'll sell it for $200 because it's hot and he just hit a lick. And then you have to buy it for $1,600 because you have to buy it new, or you have to go, to a pawn shop and buy your own shit back. But yeah, it's just a total scam, and it's sad to see, right?
Very sad to see. Our next story is sad to see as well. There was a beatdown of a white couple at the Cincinnati Jazz Fest.
You guys probably saw this. The pack of hyenas.
They all get in on it.
They all try to stomp him on the ground. That's their right. Head stomps, attempted murder.
Then we'll fast forward to the woman who's also attacked. So we'll play this fast, but they keep attacking this guy on the ground. This woman tries to get involved and help, and then she gets knocked out.
Knocked out by a man.
Knocked out by a man, eyes open, dress rolled up on the street, and everyone who's watching is laughing and filming it.
Yeah.
Got no news coverage. And this was also a Cincinnati Jazz Fest, an event meant to highlight black culture, which I guess it did.
Yeah, it showed a lot of people online what exactly black culture in Cincinnati is all about.
And this got zero news coverage. It was passed off like it was just some local incident. Zero AP, zero Fox News, zero PBS, New York Times, goes on and on.
And I saw someone quote, this was a fight between adults, as if it wasn't like a rabid mob of like black people with some weird racial anger looking to stomp someone's head on the ground who's already helpless. Right?
Yeah.
Punch a white woman. That feels good for someone who has some weird beliefs, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And, the fatigue, this kind of makes me want to get a plot of land with my buddies in Arkansas.
And have strict rules about who's allowed to be there based on some things that you can't control.
No jazz enthusiasts. That's for sure.
No Cincinnati anything.
Yeah. No aspiring lawn care
amateur
workers.
Yeah. Lawn care piece acquirers.
Yeah.
Next, we have a fight at Popeyes, or it's kind of just a chaotic scene. This is the Popeyes in Detroit, we can kind of go through it fast, but you have a pregnant woman yelling, you have people fighting, and then there's a guy smoking crack in the back.
All while the glass cage is doing its job.
He didn't got no fucking order.
So they're arguing over the order.
You okay? You okay? You okay? Say something else by the time I come out of here. I'm not about to play with you. I'm not about to play with you.
Oh my God.
There's a guy over there smoking crack in the store.
Hey, yo, this guy's smoking crack in here. There's a pregnant.
He in here smoking crack.
He's blowing it everywhere.
He's pregnant. What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here.
And this woman's pregnant.
And starts a fight.
She's pregnant, hits the crackhead, and also inhales the secondhand crack smoke at Popeyes.
Crazy.
And we have a meme that kind of sums up what's going on here. Popeyes drive-through line's very crowded. Parent-teacher conference. No one shows up. It's kind of a boomer meme.
I like a boomer meme.
But it's funny.
Yeah.
Next, we have some sad news, especially if you grew up in the 90s and early 2000s. Charles Entertainment Cheese, Chuck E. Cheese, was arrested for credit card fraud. Mm-hmm. Here's the picture of him, and then here's his head being removed in a Scooby-Doo ass style.
Yep.
This is some Scooby-Doo ass shit.
Let's see who could be kiting checks and committing fraud.
And then there were some funny memes that went along with this. First, there was like an album cover meme, which is kind of sick.
Yeah.
And then someone made a great point. The craziest thing here is that once you pop the giant rat costume head off him, he just looks like he's wearing an outfit that any regular black male will be wearing day to day.
Yeah.
And we have a picture of Chuck E. Cheese on this next slide.
Uh-huh.
Take the hat off. That's like what black people wear.
Yeah. Baggy pants even a little bit.
Baggy pants, big shoes, a giant jersey, oversized.
Yeah.
That's kind
maybe
of
a little 90s. Maybe a little 90s, but I
a little
agree.
retro.
And I saw somebody else talk about this, and they said, oh, Chuck E. Cheese got arrested for check fraud. Only in Florida.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, only a black guy. A little different. Doesn't really. People kind of meme the state of Florida, and it's like you could say only a black guy, or only a crackhead, or only a drug addict. You know, there's other things.
And then I actually found a video of some other potential criminals. Here they are.
Let's see the police get involved.
Yeah, they're doing the stanky leg, Cookie Monster, potential criminal underneath there.
Yeah.
Ernie and Elmo and Bert.
And this is why we hate Disney adults so much, because they're crying to an overweight Mexican woman in a costume. You know, I will be fair. There are certain ones. Jasmine, that has to be an attractive girl, right?
That's true.
There's that guy, that buff guy. He has to be a regular guy.
Hercules.
But once they cover that, no, it was something else. Whatever. Gaston, right?
Gaston. Yeah.
Well,
no one fights like Gaston. No one bites like Gaston.
All right. Get it out of your system, musical boy.
Wrestling match. No one bites like Gaston. And all right. Gaston.
You're a Disney adult. You're a plus-size park hopper. And you're not a regular-sized park hopper.
I don't fit in the ride.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to our next
Didn't
story.
you tell me you wouldn't go to an amusement park because you wouldn't fit in the ride? Didn't you tell me that?
I just don't trust them to
Busch Gardens, you were afraid you'd fall out or something?
I don't trust them to keep me in.
Okay. But then what size is this?
This is actually an XL. I cut the sleeves off.
And you're scared of what?
I got this on vacation. My mom bought it for me. And I told her, I'm like, Mom, you're buying this for me, and that's very nice of you. I'm telling you now, I'm cutting the sleeves off. I have a vision for this.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay. Cut the sleeves off. It's an XL. I'm usually a 2XL. Are you sure? You shouldn't do that. I don't think you're going to fit. Fits perfectly. Caught the shark. Vision. Full circle.
Yeah. You're picking up where Bill Belichick left off.
Yeah. I do great things with cut-off sweatshirts. Let's go to our next story, which is we're going to skip the Wingstop fight.
Yeah, imagine a fight at Wingstop.
Believe it or not, there was a brawl at Wingstop. You know, we don't have to even show it.
I'll show it a little.
We'll show it a little.
No comment.
No comment. They brawled at Wingstop, believe it or not. No tips, lots of brawls.
Okay.
We have here some...
You know, I don't tip. I get Wingstop every once in a while, and I don't tip at Wingstop.
They're probably used to it.
And they give such shitty service that I just, I'm like, okay, never again. And I don't tip. It's pickup. It's pickup and on the way out. So whatever. Am I bad? There's shitty employees there.
Yeah.
So I don't do it.
Next, we have some twerking on a car. This is some sort of party in Atlanta, maybe.
Anytown, USA.
It's like, if you look at this scene, like, there's going to be a shooting soon. It's just, there has to be. And then I want to compare it to 1950s LA, downtown. It's a little bit of a, this is what they took from us.
Yeah.
Look at this. Everyone's suited up, looking nice.
Women wearing white gloves.
And they're walking nicely. This is what we had. And we gave it away to all these Somalis. Crazy.
Bad.
And then next, we have this woman.
She moved to Kenya.
She moved to Kenya. Listen to what she says about her trip.
They loved having white Americans in their village. Now, I done replaced them. And they are looking at me like, who, you? You that look like us? You're here to help us, to save us? What happened to the white people? And you bald, you ain't got no hair, and you childless, so you really not a woman. In their culture and at that time, you're not a full woman if you don't have children.
There you go. So that's how other countries think of us or people, you know? You think like, oh, they're just happy and I'm black, they're black, and the similar experience. They like white people because white people get it done.
So the fat people who are mad at Sydney Sweeney jean ads are calling us colonizers, and then the Kenyans are like, please stay.
Colonize us.
Welcome. Stay.
We need your help. We can't do anything.
So it's called backwards and upside down opinions.
All right, last piece of Urban Decay before we move on. This was a tweet that I thought was pretty interesting about IQ.
Why is it perfectly fine to say that Asians have a higher IQ than Caucasians, but saying Caucasians have a higher IQ than Africans is considered a hate crime?
It's very true.
I don't know. I don't think we reinvented the wheel there.
But it's just true.
Yeah.
Well, don't get too down or too depressed. We're moving on to Uplifting Gold. All right, we're going to go through Uplifting Gold pretty quick.
Okay.
First, we have a couple of golf bits.
All right, your total is 67-12, but we have a promotion today. If you make that football in this basket, you get a free round. 67-12 when you're ready.
It's pretty funny.
All right. There you
And then
go.
next, we have like the worst golf shot I've ever seen. It hits like the guy over there.
$200 club.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I used to have a friend, Epidemic. He's still my friend. But in high school, we go to like Topgolf or the driving range for fun. Mm-hmm. And he like broke 3 of my drivers.
Topgolf didn't exist then, right?
Yeah, it was just a driving range. But he broke 3 of my drivers. And the first one, I'm like, oh, it's old. It's like from 10 years ago. Don't worry about it. Second one, I'm like, oh, that's okay. Maybe these are all old clubs. And then the third one, I realized he was leaning on the head to put the ball on the tee. And he was leaning really hard on it. And it would just snap at the head of the club every time.
It took you, the brain trust between the two of you, it took you 3 times to figure out he was snap bending it.
Yeah.
Tough.
All right, next, the WNBA. Some players from a team went to a nightclub and they all got turned away.
Hey, boss man.
Y'all got a section?
Yo.
It's down here. That is.
No, but we with Angel though.
With sections, they gotta go. Everybody gotta go there. They gotta verify who y'all are.
So where the sections at?
And I'll get the guys who's supposed to bring y'all in.
Well, we in the W and shit, so we just got done at the All-Star game. So like, I'm sorry, we don't need. I ain't even trying to be funny, but we should not be waiting in no line. Oh God. Yeah, come on, you better hurry up while we get in.
They going in.
Come on, we getting in right now. Come on. Yeah, she with me. What you doing?
I know. I need to count.
Tati, go. Tati, go. I'm good. Tati, go. Y'all with me. Go, mom. These all my people. Man, y'all, why we finna fucking go, bro? Cause they doing too much. Come on. We can go somewhere else. Come on.
I'm sorry.
And they all get dragged out.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
WNBA, you don't have just like your salary, I don't think you have the same pull. I think Caitlin Clark goes wherever the fuck she wants.
Yeah, and she should. And then speaking of their
I
salary.
think the random Dennis Rodman lesbian type doesn't really have the same cachet.
We with Angel Reese.
Yeah.
Don't really care about that either.
I think so, yeah.
And then fun fact, the average In-N-Out store manager has a higher salary than a WNBA player. In-N-Out also sells a product that people are interested in purchasing.
Yeah.
So that's how that works.
That's consistent.
All right, next. This was like a convention where there was like a giveaway at the ATM every 30 minutes. It would just shoot money in the air at one of these conventions. We're going to play it.
I'm going to skip to the end. It's an ATM that it spits out money as a joke.
And then look who collects it all.
Jewish community, here we go. 2-1, here we go. Real money flying.
They all
cash,
collected it.
Cash.
They all grabbed it.
That's a real.
Those were singles. Couldn't have been more than $20. I think there's I feel bad for these guys because I'm going to say this. I'd catch money out of the ATM too. If the ATM came, there needs to be an optics thing going on in the Jewish community where they say, hey, it's $20.
Yeah.
We're above this. This is going to look bad online for us.
Guys, there's 8 of us and it's $20. We could get a couple dollars each. It's not worth it. And they're like, yeah, it's free couple dollars though. Oh, that's true. Let's wait for 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes we'll be here.
All right.
Next, this is a prank that I would want you guys to try at home.
I think it's an empty propane tank. He squirts lighter fluid on the outside of it. Lights it.
This is a good old-fashioned prank. Love to see it.
Yeah, there you go.
And then on vacation, I picked up a few shifts just delivering pizzas and stuff.
Yeah.
And I almost got struck by lightning.
That guy's a lot skinnier than you, though.
I ate a lot on vacation.
I thought that was gonna hit me.
It's a doppel.
Okay.
This guy, look at him. His face looks horrible compared to yours. Fat face. I'll give you that.
I don't eat seed oils.
I'm honest. Yeah.
I'm not inflamed as much.
Yeah. So this guy pretty close to you body type wise. Wouldn't you say you're close-ish? But his face is much worse.
He's the type that's like 5'9", 250.
Yeah.
And then I'm like 6'1", whatever I weigh.
I thought you were 5'11"3/4.
No, I'm 6 foot and 3/4 of an inch by the doctor. I say 6'1", but I'm 6 foot 3/4 every time.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm 6'1".
sorry. I thought you were
I'm
5'11" and a half.
All right, we're getting to the end of the show. The Pure Americana clip of the week. It's not a clip, it's a couple clips, but Hulk Hogan died. R.I.P. to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
People are calling him racist. Hulk Hogan is a racist. And then can you read that rebuttal tweet from 9mm SMG?
Yeah, he said Hulk Hogan said a racist thing years ago and apologized. Black people cursing him to hell. George Floyd does a home invasion on a woman and points a gun at her stomach. Parades, golden caskets, statues.
Yep. And then here's the Pure Americana clip of the week. It's Hulk Hogan with a very powerful message.
Well, when things were tough, I realized that this too shall pass, that this was just a temporary situation. I realized that, as long as I made the right choice, and followed my faith more than what people were saying or what the newspapers or the tabloids were saying and didn't get sucked into that, none of that stuff was real. The only thing that is really real is the stuff that's going to last forever, your faith and your belief in God and knowing that, once you're a Christian, you've accepted Christ as your Savior. You're not going to perish, but you're going to have everlasting life. That belief in itself and that faith is what's pretty much the only thing that's real to me, Everything else is kind of like a life situation, but that's my life after life after life.
Love to see it.
Good for Terry.
Good message there. And he was rebaptized, I believe, a couple years before he died.
Good.
Accepted Jesus. Very nice. Love to see it. That's the end of the episode.
How do you think we did? We're always rusty a little bit.
We still got it.
All right.
Sometimes I get scared after a 2-week vacation. We get the yips. We don't know how to do the show anymore. We know how to do the show.
Sometimes it's always very hard because Fleckus will send shit. We keep a log where we send shit back and forth that's going to be in the episode. And we got like 2 weeks worth of stuff. It's hard to pick what goes in. So it's a stuffed episode. Friday we'll be back to normal.
Yeah, it's so true.
We'll be in a rhythm.
We got all the Asians slurping the bait fish out of our system.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching all the way through. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Fleckustalks.com.
Ooh.
Fleckustalks.com. For bonus land. If you guys want the show, you're going to want 30 minutes extra. And also, while we were gone, we released 3 episodes a regular bonus land, an Indian special, and a Fleckus Goes to Hollywood special, which was all very funny. Everyone really liked it. So if you guys are looking for 30 minutes extra right now and all the backlog of content, FleckusTalks.com is the website. Join, support the show. You're watching all the way through. Thank you for doing that. But also, if you're here, you want more. And we appreciate it. We'll see you guys on Friday.
We won't stop till the world is rid of all
tell you something, brother. Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother.